content over everything.
Yeah, he deals with this, the 12 tribes.
Yeah, all that kind of thing. Yes, I'm saying. So, as far as I'm aware, so a lot of the Hebrew Israelites who are more like churchical, like they have like a church, that kind of thing. He's not one of them.
Well, while back, I can't find this. You guys, you said you want to plug your thing, right? Can you plug your thing? The new channel is.
Oh yeah, Eazi, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, come
Eazi Herbs, that's
Easy Hope,
like the logo.
Right, bro. Before we hit our schedule talk, we want to big up.
Plug the channel.
Brother Eazi here. He's actually started a new channel, and we're going to support it as we do.
Eazi Herbs, yeah.
So yeah.
When I'm herbalist, yeah.
I deal with everything. I try to do. I try to keep up with the science and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely with health and all those stuff are there. I've got a couple of videos out there. The first one's about 50 tidy line lonsatul, 3 kinase, which is a gene that helps the mutations of cells and help feed cancer cells. So I got a video that I put out on my channel for one of those. And my next one I done, it was the origin of algae, the seaweed. I don't know the origin of that, dating that back to about 3.5 billion years ago.
Okay.
The birth of the cyanobacteria and how it turns into seaweed that we know now and everything. So that's all at the moment I saw on my channel.
So are you dealing it from less like a historical kind of like geological perspective, or more like a nutrition and health perspective?
Both.
Right.
I'm taking it to the point where there was no oxygen on Earth.
Right.
I'm taking it back there.
I'm not aware of this.
Okay.
This is news to me.
Yeah.
I've never understood that there was no oxygen on Earth.
They took it back to 3.5 billion years ago.
Okay.
Billion. So before Pangea and all of that.
Right.
And then
no oxygen on Earth.
Yeah.
How's that possible? Explain this to me then.
Okay.
How is that possible if the universe as we know it, is said to be like combustion is a factor in terms of the development, as I understand it, and I'm not an expert on these things in it, right? But as I understand it, like combustion is a factor in the development and evolution of the universe as we know it, the expansive universe as we know it.
Okay.
And from my understanding, things like that don't exist without the presence of oxygen.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that. So like, as far as I'm aware, the most abundant elements as far as Earth is concerned, is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Yeah, those are the most abundant, like, as far as the Earth is concerned. Okay. And carbon is the most abundant element in our galaxy. That's as that's much as I understand.
Carbon,
And so we're because our bodies are supposed to be carbon based, right? You know what I'm saying? And the kind of things there, which contributes to melanin and them kind of things there. All right. So let's break it down for me. Like, what's the thing about oxygen and being in the universe?
What I know, studies have been found, and they found a fossil, which is a bacteria.
Right.
And this bacteria is called cyanobacteria.
Right.
This fossil was dates back to 3.5 billion years ago.
Right.
There's another bacteria that's out there, but I can't
remember what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called. So it ain't just cyano, but there's another one as well.
Yeah.
And the studies has been found, because Earth is like how we see Mars today, where we see land mass. And then we know that there was one present time there was water there. We need to visualize it the same way like that. There's no air on Mars. You see what I'm saying? Oxygen on Mars. So and we need to understand that water is there's a few theories that they say where water comes from.
Right.
Water, they say that the water actually comes from the universe, and it travelled through ice particles, and it's like a comment or asteroid that hit Earth.
Right.
So that's so that's how a theory said that how water was put onto the Earth, and oxygen. They say at that time wasn't. The Earth did not have that. That's what scientists are saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was that comment that kind of, because obviously you don't get water without oxygen, right? Because it's H2O, right? And the O is oxygen. So is it that the oxygen came in abundance with the comet?
I would say water.
Yeah.
When it collapsed with the earth, it started forming bacteria.
Right.
Because the bacteria that I'm talking about had to photosynthesize with the sun to start producing oxygen. So there was no the science behind oxygen bringing in with water. I have to look into that a little bit more. But I know science has labelled the bacteria with the photosynthesis with the sun.
Okay, I can
it's
see
the
that.
producing of oxygen.
Yeah.
And before it actually entered into the atmosphere, it had to oxidize the water.
Right.
And then the other particles, the landmass, which is the rocks and the metals. Everything had to get oxidized before it actually entered up into the atmosphere.
Okay.
And that took and that took 1 billion years for it to do so.
Okay.
And and if you deal with that bacteria, which is the cyanobacteria, we know it's a prokaryotic.
Which means what? What is prokaryotic?
Prokaryotic means it's a membrane that compose. It's a. Come on.
Shaka Ra.
It's.
Yes, I'm blessed.
It's not composed of organelles.
Right.
Yeah. Organelles means nucleus.
Right.
Mitochondrial.
Right.
Bacteria don't have that.
Right.
Cells have.
Right.
So if anything, we will consider ourselves as eukaryotic or eukaryotes because we are made up of one bacteria, which is prokaryotic, and two eukaryotic, which has those mitochondrials and a nucleus and other factors with it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's the that's the evolution of how bacteria turn into cells and organisms.
So what I get from what you're saying is that the earth becomes oxygen abundant with the process of photosynthesis.
Yes.
And a certain kind of bacteria needed to be present. And I'm assuming that bacteria is related to the plant life. Because because obviously plants carry on the photosynthesis.
Algae,
Right.
We definitely want to deal with algae.
Right.
So I just want to find out what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's cool.
With that prokaryotic, because I should have had that in my head, but.
It's an interesting one. I'm gonna have to look into that one.
Yeah, we definitely prokaryotic and eukaryotic. It's membrane bonded nucleus.
Okay.
So it ain't got the organelle, membrane bonded organelle.
Right.
So that's what I was meant to say. Because it ain't got the nucleus, the mitochondria and all of that. That's prokaryotic.
Okay.
And that's the difference. And that's the word that I was trying to pronounce as well. That's the other bacteria that was there.
Prokaryote.
Yeah, that one at the block. The one at the bottom.
Oh, Archia.
Yeah,
Archia.
Archia.
Okay.
Now remember,
Definitely.
this is gonna go up. When it does, make sure you go in, comment on this, so all the guys can actually click in the link section to your thing and follow.
100.
Yeah. But fine, we've got a guest now, family. We're gonna jump in now to the scheduled thing.
Shaka Ra, big up Shaka
I
Ra.
think you need to come in the centre for this one.
Yeah.
Black man. You
was there for the first
No, you need to come central, black man. You need to come in the centre.
From your man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
No, Raven, you come on the other side. Yeah. Go. I'm gonna listen to you first, and then I'll let them go in a little bit.
So basically, me and Black Man we've been speaking online and things, and we have a disagreement on what might be best for Black people collectively. But there's been a revolution for a new thought that Black Man has gone through. You want to tell me that?
That man's evolving.
Yeah. So what is it that what change is happening?
He's putting new meaning into that black in the van, man. You're saying it's more than the van, that's just black right now.
We had a discussion the other day. My bone of contention was you was doing the black president building thing.
Whole unity spin.
Training black people to shop and black business.
That's right.
Quite basically. And I was like, why isn't everybody